Skipping a warm-up is one of the most widespread bad habits in running. It is neglected by those who love running and can't wait to get started, and it's also neglected by those who don't like running and just want to get the whole thing over with as quickly as possible. But the benefits of a warm-up cannot be underestimated, and the thing is, to get yourself in the mindset of doing a little bit of prep before is a small investment with a massive payoff. So why is it so important? Why do we need to warm up, and what benefits do we get from it? Warming up helps us reduce the risk of injury by priming our bones, our joints and our muscles. Imagine your muscles are like a rubber band. If you stretch a cold rubber band too quickly, it is much more likely to snap or lose its elasticity. However, if you take the time to gently warm it up, it becomes a lot more pliable and you can stretch it further without damage. Similarly, your muscles operate in the same way, and if you take the time to warm up before going out for a run, you can increase their elasticity and reduce the risk of injury and strain. Then there are the performance benefits. There are countless studies that show that warming up boosts running performance by increasing oxygen efficiency and muscle function and coordination between the brain and intricate muscle systems. So whether you're an experienced runner or a complete beginner, regardless of what distance you're about to do, it's always worth following a routine that will help limber yourself up through some dynamic stretches and getting the blood pumping. If before that you are still feeling a bit tight, it is worth doing some activation techniques at home, perhaps using a foam roller or a tennis ball. And if you're unsure as to what routine to follow, then we have a perfect video just here for you to watch and follow along. Okay, so step one of the warm-up is to do some light exercise that will increase your heart rate, get the blood flowing through your body and increase your body temperature. This could be a light jog, some cycling or even some walking, but anything that will get you out of sitting or sleeping mode into active mode. This should generally be around 8 to 15 minutes and that should be enough. However, you can change it depending on your body's needs by doing more or less. If this is a jog, then think about having a higher cadence and reduce stride length to minimize impact. So shorter, quicker strides. Step number 2 is stretching. Now, bear in mind that static stretching, where you hold a muscle in an elongated position for a fixed period of time, is now generally considered as bad advice, as it is more likely to lead to muscle strains or tears. So when you are doing your stretching, make sure you do dynamic stretches, which are active movements that will mimic the motions that you do during your run. These will help you avoid injury by increasing flexibility and works as another way to get the blood pumping pre-run too. It will also switch on your brain, kickstarting that communication between your brain and the muscles to ensure an efficient, safe run. There are a number of different dynamic drills that you can do, but some reliable ones include hamstring sweeps. These are when you take a stride forward, keeping your heel firmly on the ground. Keep the front leg straight and bend the back knee, sinking your backside down as though you're about to sit in a chair, and keep your back straight. At the same time as keeping the front leg straight, sweep down with both hands towards the ground, creating a dynamic stretch on the hamstring group. Each movement should take 2 to 3 seconds on each leg over a 20-meter or 60-foot distance at a slow walking pace. Triple extension movements. These are good for your glutes and counteracting the negative effects of sitting down for long periods of time. For these, stand 5 foot lengths in front of a wall with your feet hip length apart. On one leg, push up onto your toes, leaning into the wall and squeezing the standing muscle in your backside, and hold for 2 seconds at the top. You should aim for 8 on each leg for this one. Leg swings. These will warm up your hamstrings and hip flexors. Make sure you keep your back straight as you're doing this and don't push your leg too high. On each leg, you want to be doing 10 to 20 repetitions or complete a set of 20 to 30 seconds. So those are just some activation drills that you can do to get started. If you do want to see more drills or specific stretches, then let us know down below in the comments. Remember though, each stretch should feel a little uncomfortable but not painful. So don't overdo it and risk injury or aggravating a previous injury. There is one final component to bear in mind though, and it's arguably the most important, and that is having the right mindset towards it. Try not to think of warming up as extra stuff that you have to fit in when you can, but as a key part of it, because when you do it consistently, it will 100% be beneficial to your running. Okay, so warming up is the most important thing to do before a run. That much we've established. But what about during a run? If you're keen to find out, then click this video right here.